Emmy, if you push forward one more, and one more. There you go. And you may need to click on that to make it work. We are going to jump right into our congregational meeting. I'll ask Kevin Mielke, the chairman of our congregation, to come forward. There are a couple of announcements in your worship folder, but we're going to hit them all anyway in the meeting, so I won't spend any more time. And Lauren, is this mic live? This is the lectern.
Are we good? We're good? All right. Morning, everyone. How you doing? Hey. Well, we're going to dive right in. We have our normal sort of slides we go through to update you on what's going on in the church. That's a little taller. But we'll start. Let's take a look at the first slide. We always cover our 6 main topics: the outreach programs, adult discipleship, youth discipleship, the property report, elder report, and of course the financial report to wrap up. So first, our outreach programs. Jason's going to come up and do those.
Good morning. A lot of these tie in. Oh, there it is. If you weren't awake before, you are now. That got your attention. Some of these tie in with the youth, so I said I would grab these. We are on a couple years now we've been doing this, and we've got a connection down the road there. There's a great facility, a park there that has an open field. And for a few years now that we have been running the Little Stars Soccer Camp. It's a great outreach program that it's a lot of members from the community in the surrounding neighborhood just because of the close proximity. So we will be doing that once again. You can see the dates and time. And don't feel like you have to frantically write all this stuff down. You'll have a slide with all the information, and Pastor will make it available, email, bulletin, and so on and so forth. We are advertising this, but nothing is better than word of mouth. So if you know young kids that are interested in soccer, or maybe have never touched a soccer ball and want to try it for the first time, we get all ranges, all skill levels. So help spread the word. It's $15. It's a great deal, though. You get a T-shirt, a water bottle, and you get a week worth of soccer. And not only that, the players receive God's word. Pastor usually has a little mini devotion with them, tying it into soccer, kind of a soccer theme, water of life a lot of times he goes with. So keep that in mind. In the back there, we do have donations piling up, but we can still use some more. And if you didn't remember to bring it this morning, you're not out of time just yet. And as an added perk and added bonus, on Friday, we're going to be setting everything up. And if you'd like to come no later than 6 o'clock, that we'll be setting up, and you get first dibs then. So anything that you see back there, or if there's buyer's remorse or seller's remorse and you regret bringing something and dropping it off, I jokingly say you can buy it back on Friday. So whatever the case may be, if there's something back there you're eyeing up, some big ticket items, some small things, feel free to stop by on Friday at 6. We'll probably be here, for an hour or 2 hours, whatever. If you want to drop some stuff off, preferably closer to the 6 o'clock time, but to look over some things and have first dibs on it. This too, please do spread the word. Anyone you know that's looking to, fill up their house with whatever good things are back there, let them know that 8:30 on Saturday we will be going. And once again, if you'd like to help out there or get a second shot at picking up some stuff, please stop by. Something else coming up this time of year, graduations. Some have happened, some will happen, but we'll be celebrating that on June 3rd. So if you have any graduates that you'd like to invite and have them recognized, we will have treats after the service, light reception, and God's blessing will be given to those graduates of all ages. Something that we are trying, an outreach activity this summer, and potentially a couple times this summer, is just to have a neighborhood cookout. And worst case scenario, if it's us, it's good fellowship for us, but hopefully it is a good opportunity to invite friends, neighbors, and we will be reaching out to the community here in the close vicinity and give them an opportunity to join with us and just have some food and fellowship. Another thing that the youth is involved in is, there we go. Another thing the youth is involved in now for the last several years, Camp Hero up in Maryland, that will be taking place. You can see the dates up there. It's a great time had by all, and once again, if you know some children in the age range, 5th grade, Pastor, do you know, enter? 4th, up to fifth, somewhere around there. Seek us out if you have someone that's close to that age range, up to adult, that we can put you to work if you're an adult and you need your fix of camping. You can see up there that the deadline to sign up is June 15th, so there's a website that you can go to. You can Google it, you'll find it. And the other thing in regards to this that's not up there, if there is someone that would like to attend but may not have the financial means at this point, there are some scholarships. Just talk to Pastor and we can get you connected there. We don't want any campers or potential campers to miss out because of financial reasons. So talk to myself, talk to Pastor, and we can give you some more details if you're interested. Or if you're an adult, like I said, that hasn't had your fix of camping in a while, let us know. Another thing to put on the radar that we do every year is the church picnic, and that'll take place September 23rd. Gives it some time to cool off, that it's not in the heat of the summer, and it'll be at our normal location, and we'll have sign-ups for food and stuff like that, that outdoor service followed by a picnic lunch. And then one other thing coming up, it's a little ways off, but not too soon to start thinking and talking about it, is Trunk or Treat, and we've been doing this now for several years, so as many of you as would like to get involved, whether it's treats or trunks, games, etc., start thinking about that and start planning your games. We've got some if you don't have any. There it is.
Okay, we'll be posting this list too, because as Jason mentioned, we're way out to October now, so we figure, but we always think the sooner you know, then the better it is for all of us. You can kind of plan your activities around some of our activities. So there's a lot going on, and as Jason mentioned, if you know someone who wants to go to camp, we do have some scholarships. So we don't want someone not to go who would like to go because of financial reasons. All right, Tom.
So I'd like to discuss some opportunities for learning that we're doing through adult discipleship. First is we did a program, Ask God Anything. If you remember, you were able to submit some questions that the pastor answered during the service, which was really fun. And we also had an ice cream social where you could also come and ask questions. And I know Charlotte and I went and we asked some questions that we've been wondering about. So it's a good opportunity to do that, and we'll be doing it again in the fall. So the ladies' Bible group meets every other Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. and they're studying a book, Ladies of Legacy. Another thing that we've been doing is a 9 o'clock Bible study in the Bible study room just off the fellowship hall, and we've been going through something called Ref Talks, which are different pastors in the denomination gave a topical talk on different things. You can see them there. We're just finishing up the free will, and then we'll be doing law and gospel, and probably starting another series shortly after that we'll be announcing and letting everybody know. It's a good group, lively discussion. We've had a lot of fun with it, so please feel free to come. Then the adult worship Bible study that we'll be doing after the service will be starting up soon for the summer, which are very important chapters, which will focus on particular chapters and areas of the Bible that are important to know about. And then there are some things you can do every day that are outside of the church here. The website has a number of them. The email devotions that Pastor Fred sends out that you can look at every day. The sermons and the Bible studies are posted to the website, looktothestar.org, each week. So if you miss a service, you can go and find it there. Or if you want to see it again, you can see it there. And then there's another thing that I've just discovered, which is Your Time of Grace devotions, which are sponsored by the Wells Group, and its website is right there. They have videos that come out every now and then, and you can sign up. You can leave them your email address, and they'll send you an email every time there's a new one. So those are good things. So please participate in all of this, because Bible study is a wonderful thing, and it's central to who we are and who we want to be. So. Oh, and then the men's lunch, third Wednesday of every month. And let's see, I guess this one, June 13th, is the next one. All right.
There is some overlap with some of the stuff you saw before, but to highlight some of the things that the youth in the church has been doing, not only fun activities, but they do put a lot of work and time in here too. That we had a number of youth that was helping out with the Easter for Kids activity, and that was very successful as a part of their efforts. The next day when we did the Easter egg hunt, that they were a pivotal part of that too. And you can see some other times up there and some that aren't even up there that we put them to work. So we do appreciate their efforts and the part that they play here in the church, and you're never too young to help out. That they have been voluntold to help out with the rummage sale on this coming week here. But they do some fun things as well too. That we had a picture that we took off from the last presentation, the lock-in. They'll be attending Camp Kiro and some other activities as well. So to publicly give them thanks for all that they do in pitching in here. We do have a number that are going through the the confirmation process. 6th, 7th, and 8th graders typically are the ones that do that. And we've got a couple coming up the next year and a few to follow after that. So that correlates with the school year. They're coming to an end of a year of that, and we'll be starting back up once school gets started back up in the fall. So kind of a maybe behind-the-scene thing that we don't think about with the youth of the church doing. And one other thing that's kind of coming to a close here with this time of year is the Sunday school, that too correlates with the school year. So let me take the time to thank all of our Sunday school teachers that had volunteered this year, and put the call out too. If you think you might be interested in doing that in the future, it's not as intimidating or difficult as it might sound. You're provided with a lesson, with worksheets and things like that. So we'll be starting that back up in the fall as well, usually end of August, around that time when school is starting up. So if that's a place that you think you'd like to serve in that capacity, see me at some point before the school year begins in the fall. Thank you.
I want to say that 2018, believe it or not, the church facility is 25 years old. So as most of you know, when things get older, require more maintenance, more things to do. One thing that I want to encourage everybody is on the back of your bulletin, speaks to families and the assignment for cleaning. I want to just encourage everybody to try to keep up on that. And some of that depends upon your time that you have available. We have grass that grows on a regular basis, so any volunteers for that are greatly welcomed. There's always things to do in the church, light bulbs, etc., that I can most certainly use anybody's help.
Fountains here.
Just a little bit of statistics on where we stand on attendance. It's pretty self-evident here. Some of the numbers seem to go up and down on a yearly basis. I think the general trend in the last couple of years has been a little bit lower than we've been used to. It's a cyclical process of people coming and going into our community, and this continues. Being a smaller group, we sometimes have a more severe impact than perhaps bigger organizations, but this has had an impact on our church in a number of ways, and we'll talk about the financial parts of that in just a second. But this just gives you an idea where we are. The online views, I think, are the positive story for us right now, is that we seem to be getting more people tying in online, which is it's a nice adaptation to what the norm used to be for churches. So I think that's a positive for us. And likewise, reflection on our overall membership. The second number is the baptized, first number is communicants. So you can see that on a year-to-year basis, we're down a bit this year as opposed to some other years, but you can kind of see the trend. That's probably something that's happening nationally in most churches, particularly the smaller bodies, but it's a reflection of what's going on in our communities as well. So I think that's all I have to say, except that if you know people that need a friend or ministering that you're in your community that you're aware of, and you don't have the time to do it yourselves because you're working, let Pastor or I know, and we would be glad to follow up with those folks. Yes?
Just also, nothing is work, well, it's not bad. People say, oh, Pastor, did I tell you that I was in the hospital? No. And so, like, it was good that City sent me a text. I like it. All of you can have my phone number. I trust you all. Okay.
And same
Contact me if you need me. I like that. Or talk. So,
Okay, so take a look at the financials. I think we talked about this at the last quarterly meeting, and this is our current report. So our budget for this year is right at about $120,000. So that averages out to $10,000 a month. That's about $2,500 per Sunday. So you can see our income year to date is this is through April, is right at about $31,000. So that, you can tell right there, that puts us right behind our budget of it. We're at $10,000 down. So this the model and the numbers that Tom talked about with the membership decline. This is a direct result of that. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if we lose people, we lose donations are impacted. Our expenses year to date, 41, budgeted was 39, so we're right on target with our expenses. There's a difference of about $1,300. So net-wise versus expenses, we're about 10 grand down, which, as I just told you, is about 1 month. So remember back in the days, and when you're living check to check, this is kind of what we're doing, except we're living week to week. So we kind of, every couple of weeks, we're in constant, everyone on the board is, getting updates on donations, and after this Sunday, we'll take those donations right to the bank and pay bills with them, just like, some people do with a paycheck. So year-to-date budget, we're off. Our income is exceeding our expenses only by a couple grand. So on a $120,000 budget, we think we're budgeted pretty well. And we talked about this when we passed the budget, there is no more fat in the budget. So there isn't any money set aside. We have some money in the bank on our savings account, but our checking account right now sits at about $1,300, and our savings account is $4,300. So based on that 10 grand number I talked about, we're at $5,600. So we're at 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks in the bank. So my only point with this is just make sure that with a smaller group now, we're all sort of on the hook to help out as much as we can. One caveat came up this morning. If you give, like I do, via electronic funds transfer, it's difficult on our website to change that. So what you have to do is let Penny Rec know, or you can talk to any one of us. She'll cancel if you want to increase it. She can cancel it and you can start a new one. But it's my preferred way of giving, because otherwise I got to write out a check every Sunday, and it's just one less thing to worry about. But if you're thinking about updating that, that can certainly be accomplished. And then remember, our summer months are coming up. Those of you who've been here for a while in every Lutheran church I've ever been in, so the summer giving goes down, and right now that can't happen here. So if you're not going to be here, please make arrangements. If you want to make donations while you're gone, which we encourage you to do, please make sure that happens, because you would put us even further behind without those donations over the summer. Is there any questions about financials? Because it's an important issue, and we always save it till last, but it should probably be first. But we're very proud of a small group and all the things that we accomplish here. We have a lovely building. We have a lot of things going on for everybody, and that's why you're all here. And we have this rummage sale come this weekend. We're going to use those funds. We'll put them right in the bank and help pay bills with them. So it's not, we haven't done a rummage sale in a while. Somebody asked this morning, I think at one of the meetings, what did we get last time? And we don't remember, because it's been 10 years since we did one. But as Jason mentioned, we're going to be here Friday at 6 till 8 or whatever. There's some stuff in the back. There's going to be more. We're sort of cleaning out the inventory here at the church as well. So it gives us an opportunity to clean out some of the rooms back there that we can't use, because just like in some of your garages and mine, you can't get your car in there because there's too much stuff. So we can't use some of our facilities here because we've saved stuff. So, and even downstairs in the youth room, if there's something down there that we're not using anymore, up she comes, and she'll be out next Saturday. After the sale on Saturday, we have arranged with Goodwill. They're going to come by with a truck, pick up everything in there, and it'll all be gone. So again, any other questions? I kind of rambled on there about the rummage sale, but any other questions on the financials? Is there anyone here that doesn't understand the situation? Seeing no hands, we stand adjourned. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can talk to any of us and we'll help you out. Okay, thank you.